welcome to Pure Joy Tarot and the solar return of Cancer. So we're going to do an astrological house system reading for Cancerians. So hopefully you'll know about the house systems, but if not, it's doesn't matter. So what do we need to know for Cancerians in June for their solar return? What do we need to know for Cancerians on their solar return? Alright. Right, so house 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Right, so the overall influence for the whole reading is the 5 of Pentacles. So it's a determination of moving forward for you in June. So practical matters might be a little bit of a struggle. Following how you want to move along with career and money may be quite applicable to you at this moment. Also, there's healing going on a greater depth for Cancerians this month. So when you're feeling a little bit off, there's an element here to tap into your emotions significantly. So when you feel a little bit sensitive, it's about taking a step back. So we'll just see what's going on, because this card will relate to everything, all the houses. So in house 1, we've got emotional disappointment. So a little bit of disappointment, but sometimes that can be a good thing, because it allows change to happen. So I always look, sorry I didn't show you, there's a 5 of Cups if you're not familiar with that card. I always look at this as quite a good card. So for you in June with your development, it's about crossing emotionally a bridge to actually find the 2 of Cups is there. And we all know 2 of Cups is a very nice card. So things have to be spilt emotionally to be able to achieve what we want higher for ourselves, that perfect relationship with ourselves, because this is in house 1, which is all about ourself. So the disappointment and sort of bleakness that you may have been feeling, which is understandable in the year 2020. So it's when we look down, we don't feel it cuts our energy off. So when we keep looking down, we are feeling a little bit down. Well, you know, so if you keep your head up and act like you're more positive, that can have an effect. So looking down all the time, and with this card as well, it's about focusing on the negative really. If you cross that bridge, there's a lovely white bridge here which is pure, stands out in the card, and it's going across the river. So it's about crossing your own emotions at this moment in time, taking that black cloak off of negativity, looking up and seeing a new vision. Because here it's in the snowstorm, Cancerians, and you can't see, so we need to see with more clarity. But this is okay, as I've said, shrugging off that negativity, shrugging off the emotions that have been spilt, so to speak, to see those 2 of Cups standing behind you. So it's just a little bit of crossing over, a little bit of perseverance to actually get where we're going. So let's have a look at what you value in June. Four of Cups. This card is very much related to Cancerians with the Four of Cups. You may feel where you value your motivation emotionally. So this is why it's important to relate back here for the bridge crossing. So what you do value, you've already achieved, but going inward, like Cancerians sometimes do, is good, but feeling a little bit stronger in the motivation, even when things are a little bit difficult, will help significantly. So I always look at this card as, oh look, I've already achieved the Three of Cups, but I'm being handed the One of Cups, which is about self. So the value that you're putting in June could be about what's coming in emotionally. If you go forward, take your forwardness over that bridge, then you will find the deeper healing will take place. It is emotional, isn't it, when we have our solar return, but just valuing what's right is good. Let's see how you're communicating. This is interesting. We've got the Knight of Wands. So how you might communicate to people is quite, not snappy, but it's quite fiery. We've got the fire element here. So if you're feeling withdrawn and you're communicating, let's do this, let's go there, that's good. It's good to put into action things, but yeah, with your communication, it's always best to go forward, definitely. But if you're waiting for communication to come, then that's equally okay with the Two of Cups here, especially in relationships and things like that. You may have a fire sign that's trying to squash you, so the communication for you might be blah. But it's very much about holding back sometimes. You know, if you find stuffiness is coming about. But yeah, this card will give you the opportunity to say your piece, which is really good, especially when things are difficult. So if you have this challenge and you want to communicate with someone about things are not going very good, then this card is great to actually put into action. So if you're feeling withdrawn and you don't really know what you want to say, this card is great for giving you the power to actually do so. So I think that's really good. Right, number 4. This is all about home life, what's come about, things like that. So regarding home life at the moment, there is a sense of judgment, because we've got this disappointment here within yourself at the moment in June. The Judgment card is a calling. I think this is about healing, as I've said. So there is a sense of healing going on for Cancerians, and it's a call. So it's a wake-up call, so to speak, within the home life. And I do know Cancerians, home life is extremely important to most Cancerians, if not all. And if you've got your moon in Cancer, your rising in Cancer, you'll feel that too. So it's almost like, what does family mean to me? Where have I come from within the roots of my family? So you might be questioning how you were brought up and how you want to bring up your own family, and your own relationship, not only with yourself but with what you want to start if you're going through that, especially when things are a little bit difficult. There is an aspect here as well, looking at ancestry as well, you know, grandparents and things like that. So if there is a physical healing going on as well, and you've struggled maybe with that, yeah, it's a kind of aspect where finding out how you want to communicate to yourself about what is going on. Now, sometimes it's good to look at different therapies and things like that, but surrounding the home to Cancerians is very important, in the environment. So having a look at the environment, and is it a toxic environment or is it a healthy environment? And for a majority at the moment in June, it may be a good cleansing aspect. Maybe putting salt in those corners and doorways is always good to get rid of negativity. Right, 1, 2, 5. Right, this is how we see our inner child and children and daily activities, really. So we've got the 7 of Pentacles, so it's our growth. So with the healing aspect, inside us is our inner child trying to get out. It's what you've grown, what you've tended. So having a look at each aspect in your life is a kind of focus on which one you want to do, which one you want to grow more. It's quite healthy, actually. So yeah, so tending your wants and desires. So going back to here, where you value, so tending what's really emotionally apt for you, and finding that motivation, because this card is almost like all that hard work. So when things are slightly challenging for your inner child and aspects in your daily life, you can work hard at, definitely. Right, 1, 3, 4, 5, 6. So here we are, going emotionally forward. So as well as the practical level, the emotional level is here. It's also a 7. So finding new ways of dealing in your inner life and responsibilities is good. Let's have a look at relationships. So we got the Hanged Man. So in relationships, there's a sense of stopping. It's a bit like this, to find out what's really real for you. Maybe you've sacrificed yourself so much within relationships, and this is why you're judging things. Maybe you do feel frozen out and disappointed. So emotionally moving on is really good. Sometimes it takes the opportunity in relationships to wait and find more knowledge. So if things here are quite not fiery, but you want to communicate, this is a good tip here in the relationship house of taking time to know what you want, because there is a judgment, there is moving forward. But if a relationship is particularly not sufficient because of the toxicity and moving forward, just hang back. Like, if you don't feel motivated emotionally, this is a great card to have in the 7th house, because it allows you to see things from not only a different view of how you are, but how things are in general. And as we say, we all know Cancerians love their home life, and they like peace and family and things like that. So this opportunity to go inside of yourself on a more higher level, so to speak, to find your answer. So taking time out to do that in a relationship is essentially, but moving away from a relationship might also be interesting, or away from the toxicity of the situation. Right, let's have a look what's going on in the 8th house. And you've got the 4 of Pentacles. So here we've got things like money, which is interesting with the money card, Four of Pentacles here. So things are quite staid. I mean, there's, enough. There's enough, but could be more. So I always look at this card as finding things, finding how you're grounded, finding how moving on with that. So there could be more money. There could be a protectiveness surrounding that. So maybe people in your life aren't as giving as you, and you're finding that difficult. We'll see. 9. Wow, that's all right, isn't it? We won't complain about that. So you've got the 10 of Pentacles here. So this is perfect for Cancerians, isn't it? Number 10. So you've got a very this is about travel and things like that. So we all know it's important for Cancerians to have family, and this is the family tree, this is the wealth. So it's good if you persevere now, then this 10 of Cups is really, really going to come about. It's putting down roots, growing what you want, and then if you tap into your family more, when I said ancestors, grandparents and things like that, if you can have a look, if you can travel in your mind, travel in your past to how they have managed money and house, this will give you a real good insight how to travel even further to get this ultimate happiness. Because if we go back to here with the 2 of Cups standing behind you, this is going to achieve. You will achieve this if you take the time out to do that. So wherever this is placed, the 10 of Pentacles is a very prosperous card. So you're going to be prosperous in your feeling of belonging, which is good. So let's see what career is going on. This is the Queen of Swords. So the Queen of Swords in your career. So you are going to be precise, and how people see you is perhaps direct. Maybe this fire sign is giving you that direction to communicate going forward. Now, sometimes this Queen of Swords can be about divorce and things like that. So it is directly opposite the Judgment card. So if there is a little bit of hanging around with these relationships, cutting forward, going forward. So what's right for you? You need to communicate what is right for you. It is important. It could be just making a decision, going forward, which is good, really. Right, let's look at friends. We'll do an overall, don't worry. Right, there is a huge change with the Tower. This is another major arcana card in the 11th house, surrounding friends and things like that. So I really think the foundation of who you are in June is really going to be looked at, because there is a significant change here. Everything is changing up. It is always positive, crossing this bridge of hope, we have to cross certain things and challenges in life, and the Tower is one of those things. It's from the universe. It shakes you up. But it's a good thing, because things do need to be shaken up in June. So my tip would be really look at those around you and be precise in what you are going to move forward in communication, because we need to talk to ourselves before we know what to do going forward. So you've got some lovely major arcana cards here Judgment, Hangman and the Tower. These are powerful together, so there is definitely going to be change. You're going to instigate the change, but you're going to move forward when things are hard and difficult, and it has to be. So on a spiritual level, we've got the Death card. So within spirituality and things that are hidden, death always has to occur. To become enlightened here with the Hangman, death has to occur, not physical death, but a kind of spiritual soul death, before you can move on to the next level. So in June, Cancerians, it's going to be very interesting that things that have meant important, you'll be looking at what's even more important. So it's like the stage of your life from previously, from before June, things have shaken up considerably to be moved forward. So after the Tower with death, it's always a good thing to clear everything away. So inside of yourself, there is going to be this aspect where moving forward and clearing away. So when I said here, put salt in your rooms, with your dish of salt, cleansing baths, everything that's cleansing for you will be quite applicable, really. But this card is all about perseverance, and the Death card, when everything changes, comes about. So it's a time of being precise, time to look really significantly at ancestry and what home life means to you. We all know Cancers love the home. I'm Moon in Cancer, I relate to that. Moving forward emotionally, when you don't feel so motivated and it's like, oh. But whenever I've read for myself, I love having the Tower, I love having the Death, because it means change is there. It's like the universe is on our side. So yes, we all know things can be painful when these aspects happen, but it's essential. Sometimes we have to chop off the dead wood. You know, when you've got a rose bush and it's dying down, chop it off. This is this in the friends and acquaintances, you know, disassociating sometimes from those ideas, whatever, having the change. And I mean, solar returns can always be a shake-up anyway, but this one for Cancerians in June, it is there. Now some people go through their stuff really fast. You may find when you've listened to this video, this has all happened, so then you've moved on. So how quickly someone likes to move on, it happens all at once, boom. So that's really good. I'll tell you what, well, I'll give you a little fairy message. They're always good to have, very light and fairy and really good, Cancerians. Let's do it for house 7. Let's have a look. Oh, number 7. Just pulling a nice inspirational card for you, because I know that was pretty heavy. There we are, there's your motivation. So here down in the values, was feeling a little bit unmotivated, but here we've got motivated. So to me, it is going to be very much about, you'll find your motivation when you're taking out the time out. And Cancerians do like to sacrifice themselves quite a lot, but for you it's like trying to not sacrifice yourself too much, because you're very, very important. You're an important person. You deserve the greatness in life, and you'll certainly achieve it if you can just walk away from the negativity and the hardship that's going on now. So I wish you all the best, Cancerians, for June, and my tip of the day is just move very, very fast through this, and you can do it. So thank you for listening, and take care, and lots of love to you all. Thank you.